Here we are! Yay! Hello! Okay, I'm just gonna turn this off. Hi, everybody! Hello! Oh, Doug, look at how fun. We're just see our heads. Okay.
Finally.
Welcome to Mary Walter Radio, the podcast. Appreciate you joining us. James is not here tonight. You know, everybody knows James is getting married in October. James is my work husband.
Oh.
And he's getting married in October, so he's taking some extra shifts tonight. And this is my amazing friend and incredible neighbor in New Jersey. This is Anne Marie.
Hello.
And Anne Marie and her husband invited us, as I told you all, I told everybody last week and on Tuesday, that they graciously invited us to come visit them at
We're
their
so excited that you're here.
home in Florida. It's just a man at the gate who asks you who you're going to visit.
Well, we forgot to leave their names. That's why.
They didn't put our names on the list. It was embarrassing. Either that or we thought they really didn't want us here. But it's beautiful. And we'll give you like a little tour. When the IT department comes back, the IT department will give a little tour of what it looks like because it's crazy. We want you to see it because it's beautiful. And joke was on them because, as I told you, they invited us. And we're like, that actually works. So, yeah, we're coming. So, here we are.
We were very happy about it. Very pleasant surprise.
So, we're very blessed. We have such great neighbors. This is Luca. Luca is here. Hello, Luca. Say hello. Luca just has a bone.
Okay.
Luca doesn't care. He has a bone. Sadie's over there. I know we have some early people in here, but I cannot put you on the screen just yet. So please do, bear with us with any kind of technical issues. The IT department and the bartender, Anne Marie's husband, did an amazing job. You should see the extension cords that are running all over the place and the lights and the this and the that. And we were in the hot tub to do it, out of the hot tub to do it, in the pool, out of the pool. And then it started to rain. And so it's a little crazy here. Just put that here. Put that there. Will that fit there?
It's good.
Okay. So if you could can you put up the first couple of comments here?
I will.
Go to comments. And just bring up the comments.
Oh,
Because I think
sorry. I fell. I tripped on a cord.
the usually unseen IT department. Who do we have first? What is it?
Pete.
Who is that?
Peter.
Hold on.
Two from Peter.
Let me see. Put it up there, and I'll tell you. Hold on. See, I can read it here because I can't see it up there. And Pete said he was here. By the way, at 6:56. And keep going down, Pete. And then who else? Pete said, it's gonna be a little tedious. Sorry, guys. There's also a delay between there and here. Bill, hi, Queen Mary. Thank you. And then who was next? It says, hope your flight was uneventful. It was uneventful. We left early and landed, half hour early? It was crazy. Landed a half hour early, previously unforeseen. Pete, can't stay Thursday evening Bible study. Good for you, Pete. Just wanted to be first in. Thank you so much. And Pete sent me a ton of ideas for topics.
Oh.
So Pete is amazing. And also, is that thunder?
No,
No?
I think it's
Okay.
like a motorcycle.
Motorcycle. Okay. But I always have to, in the beginning, say thank you to Evie. Evie does all of the graphics for us. So like we had Sean Spicer on, he did the special graphics. And his son, Zach, is a huge fan of the show. So thank you, Zach. I love you, of course. All right. So should we do a little, before the sun goes down, should we show everybody the amazing view that we have?
Sure.
Can the IT department walk this around for us?
Okay. Hold
Yes.
on.
Oh,
One sec.
sorry.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to take this comment off of here. Okay, so the IT department's going to walk us around. Okay, so right there, that's the bartender sitting in the hot tub. Man in the pool. He's camera shy. He doesn't have his makeup on. And there's the lagoon. Is that a lagoon technically, or a cog? What is that technically? A lagoon? I don't know. Bartender, what is that? A lagoon?
I would call it a large body of water.
A semi-large body of water.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a medium-sized body
Bigger
of
than
water.
a canal, smaller than a lake.
Okay.
All the way over there where the gators are.
Yeah, I was gonna say at home to gators,
Don't swim in it.
and there's those are the neighbors over there. Hello, and the tiki torches because our friends are racists, and yes.
We love tiki.
And there's
version.
Sadie over there eating another bone. There's the other dog. And the pool, of course, is amazing. And their home is stunningly gorgeous, beautiful. And,
Thank you.
and
Thank
here
you.
we
Thank you.
are. So, okay. So, undo typing. Yes, undo. Did I type something? Undo. Okay, I don't know if I typed something. So, and if more comments come up, babe, you just have to just put them up there, okay?
Mhm.
All right, thank you. We were wandering around Naples earlier. You're showing us all over the place, which is amazing, and it's like really high priced, but you
Really
could
high priced.
right. And so they blend in a little bit better than we do because we're like their white trash friends from New Jersey, and so there were like people who were really good and a lot of plastic surgery, a ton.
Scary.
plastic surgery.
Scary.
So we were sitting having lunch. So, and we were kind of like this way around the table so we could see everybody walking by because it was great people watching. It was like a parade of what not to do when it comes to plastic surgery. It was a parade of holy hell, what the hell did you do to your face? Kind of thing. It was really bad. It was really bad. Really bad.
frightening.
Because we talk all the time about what we want to have done
Mhm.
all the time.
Mhm.
Because we haven't, but it's so funny because everybody on Twitter is like, "Oh, bad plastic surgery face." I'm like, "You think I chose this? Seriously? Like, you think I paid for this nose? Really?" So we talk all the time about what we want to have done.
Totally natural
Right,
here.
right. The
Totally,
two of us like,
it's just,
this
it's
is
natural,
it.
yeah.
We're the Real Housewives of New Jersey. This is
The
it.
real,
Yeah, the real.
housewives.
And so we had so much fun going. Oh God, because I see that.
Wow, I had to let Luca in.
So we see that, and the two of us are like, oh my God, like I don't ever want to do that because I'm so afraid I'm going to wind up looking like a female version of Kenny Rogers afterwards or Mickey Rourke post surgery, and it's really bad. So we did that today, which is really fun, and we went to the pier, which doesn't exist anymore, and we were in the wrong
here, which
and it's only half a pier, and we were in the wrong spot anyway. But it was down the beach, so we did that, and that was very nice. And then when we're done here, we're having dinner, and then we went to because there's like a clubhouse here with a bar and a beach bar and a pool, and so we went to go look at all of that. And there was a little sale. They had a very cute dress. It was $165 at a sale in a parking lot. I don't know. I don't buy $165 dresses in a
How
parking
much
lot.
were those coasters? Like
$6 a pop.
Yeah, wow.
But they were hilarious. Like
They
they
were.
had those fun coasters that hilarious. $6 a pop. I'm sure everywhere else they're $4 a pop. But in a parking lot in Naples, they're
You're paying a
$6
premium.
a park. Exactly.
Naples tax.
Right. So tomorrow, what are we doing tomorrow? Oh, it's your mother's birthday. So we're doing
My
Nikki's
mom
birthday.
is coming.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
having lunch. Then we'll go to the tiki later.
Oh, good. Good. We'll go to the bar.
Mhm.
There's just a lot of eating and drinking. So I'm going to come home
Really
about
what
5
all it
pounds.
is, yeah.
5 pounds heavier. So, but we did get into conversation. We were having lunch.
Yeah,
That's thunder.
That's a plane.
That's thunder. That's thunder. You might want to come out of the water. Just saying. So, a couple of things that we were talking about that we want to share with you. We'd love you guys if you want to leave your comments, please do. And like I said, this podcast is going to be different than most. That dog wants in it when it's in, it wants out when it's out, it wants in.
He's getting nervous because it's thunder.
Oh, the thunder,
Is,
okay. That's his Waterloo.
It's his trigger.
All right. So one of the things we got talking about was a story out of Little Rock, Arkansas, which a lot of people probably didn't see because everything's been about this 21-year-old who ruined his life by allegedly posting all of those state secrets on the website was that he posted on for gamers. So our theory is, all of us here, our theory is that he's not the guy. Like they went after him because he posted it, but he knows who stole it. So they want to get whoever gave him that information. That's our working theory. And he's
They'll
probably,
probably offer him a deal.
right. He
Yeah.
probably got offered a lot of money for it, and they got him. And it's amazing. They found him, but they still can't find the person who leaked the Supreme Court Roe decision. Isn't that
Funny.
weird? Yeah.
So weird.
Can't find that guy, but they got this one. So, I always say you're not looking, you don't tend to find things if you're not looking for
Oh,
them.
well, yeah. They can't find the guy who beat up Riley Gaines.
Right, the man in a dress.
Right.
But that's a very nebulous decision. There's a lot. You know what I mean? That could be anyway. There's a lot of those. So the neighbors are daring to talk. So Sadie's a little, Lucas is upset. All right. So Arkansas became the second state, yesterday, became the second state to restrict social media use by children, signed into law by Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. So we got talking about this. And we wanted to talk about like your kids and social media. And oh dear Lord, the neighbors are using their backyard, so you know how that is. Yes, what are you showing me?
Survivor 999.
Oh,
no,
we got here. Get our comment. What's the get our comment?
the second one doesn't make
Okay.
sense. So
I
I don't know if he's real or
Oh, femur lengthening. You could add 3.4 inches in height. So we'll do that. That will make me taller, and then I can drink more and eat more, and I'm less fat. So we can do that too. I know who that is.
not.
So talk about social media with your kids, because this is a story that really didn't make the news. And we like to talk about stories that aren't really in the news, right? And I think that this is important. And I don't like government interference and stuff at all. That's not my jam. And you know that. And I know you guys don't like that either. But I think sometimes the government has to step in to curb not the parents' rights, but to curb social media, right? So this legislation requires minors to get their parents' permission to create a new social media account. So it requires social media companies to contract with third-party vendors to perform age verification on new users. The law will apply to new accounts created starting in September. So if you want to start a new account and you're a kid, you have to get your parents' permission. So we started talking about that. And you have 2 children. They're not children anymore, but
No, but we were talking about, so my kids are 20 and 24, they will be very soon. And I was saying, the restrictions that we had to put on them as children, we would what social media did to them was, it caused them a lot of stress, and I could see that as they were growing up. So I have no problem with a restriction like that. It's not really a restriction. It's just parental knowledge. You need to know what's going on with your kids.
well, it lets you know that your kids have a social media account. They have to get your permission.
Mhm.
But I think after that, the onus is on the parents to find out what's
Monitor.
happening. Right,
Monitor.
monitor what the kids are going. Now, did you have your kids' social media passwords and things like that to go into their accounts?
Yes, I did.
You did. Okay.
Yes, I did.
Because they're like us. We're all on the same team. Because we would all do the same thing with our kids, right? Like,
Of course, you have to, like anything else, when you have to watch their friends, you definitely have to watch their social media.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and if you don't know your kid has a Tinder account, God forbid.
oh God, Grinder is worse.
Grinder. So, and then they're going out one night meeting somebody that they met online. You need to know that they have that account. So I am totally in favor of something like that.
Do you think it makes parents be more proactive? Because my feeling is if you don't know that your kid has a social media account, you're not a proactive parent, period. Right?
No, I think so, but it's so easy to hide when you don't have something like
That's
that in
true.
place.
That's true. Sarah Huckabee Sanders said, well, social media can be a great tool and a wonderful resource that can have a massive negative impact on our kids.
So true.
And, we were talking about how, middle school is awful. I say it all the time. If you want to break Guantanamo prisoners, send them to middle school. Have them eat lunch for a week in a middle school
Horrible.
because it'll break those. They're
I
horrible,
taught middle
horrible.
school for 20 years.
I thought you were high school, middle school.
That was the last 10.
Okay.
My first 20 years was middle school. And these are they're lovely. And
Oh,
they're multiple, but they are vicious.
They
And, so I've seen children go through like serious hell in middle school. So you have to, it's such a vulnerable time for them.
Yeah, it
So,
is terrible.
yeah.
And especially girls, we're hearing all these reports now that social media for girls really affects them negatively because, listen, I don't have kids, but I have 3 nieces on one side and a niece on the other side, and two nephews on the other side as well. And the girls, the body image knowledge that they have already by the time they're like 8 years old is crazy. Is crazy. California last year enacted a law requiring tech companies to put kids' safety first by barring them from profiling children or using personal information in ways that could harm children physically or mentally, like putting certain ads up or things like that for these kids. And last month, Governor Sanders announced that the state had filed lawsuits against TikTok and Facebook parent Meta,
TikTok's a problem. It's a big problem.
claiming the social media companies misled consumers about the safety of their children on their platforms and the protection of users' private data.
Mhm.
So here's the thing: people tell me all the time, "Oh, you need to be on TikTok. Oh, you need to be on Instagram." I refuse to go on those because I'm not giving the Chinese my information. I just refuse to do it. So, and I know
And
people are like, "Oh, they already have your information." That's not the point. It's not the point at all.
And for kids, my kids' age, I mean, those are the two big ones. TikTok and Instagram are
Right.
huge. They're not on Facebook, you know.
If
and
you want to
they-
get with kids, you got to get with Instagram. Which, look at the Biden administration just launched a huge campaign. They are actually opening the first social media press office in the White House. So you have the Brady press briefing room, which is where, you know, television, radio, the mainstream, you know, the press, Washington, they all have seats there, right? And that's the press briefing room, which is where you see, you know, this with the blue curtain in the background and everything. It's all a facade and it's hilarious.
Right.
And it's really funny. They're opening one for social media people, for social media influencers. And this is where the
Why not? They're in
Republicans,
cahoots.
but the Republicans, you know what the game is. You know that we've all on Twitter. We're all on Twitter. You see these people. You know that they're paid operatives. It's even out there that the DNC pays these people to post these messages, right?
Mhm.
And they're getting paid to do it. Republicans don't do the same thing.
No.
They don't do the same thing.
During
So-
the election, they had meetings with, you know, was it FBI, DOJ,
right.
to certain things were misinformation.
But
I mean,
Hunter Biden's laptop.
Of course.
Right? So Survivor says CatholicMatch.com if you want, it's as opposed to Tinder.
Oh, okay.
And I know someone on
Oh, I
Catholic.
like that.
I know someone on CatholicMatch.com. You'd be amazed the quality of people that are on there because they're serious about their religion. I think the same thing is with JD. These are people
Yes.
who are in their 20s and 30s.
Uh-huh.
Who are religiously based, religious grounded, and so you know that they're coming from a more spiritual
Mhm.
place, and a more religion based.
Mhm.
It's not even spirituality; it's religion. And she met a guy who is a orthopedic surgeon. I'm like, oh, him. Go with your orthopedic surgeon. You will never have to work a day in your life. Go with your orthopedic surgeon. But you're all looking for the same thing, and I think Catholic Match is a great idea. And he was say that we could you could get femur lengthening and add 3 or 4 inches to our height.
I read about that.
Right, so we could do that if we want to do
That would be, I'd love that.
There's a lot of other things that got to be fixed first. So this is not the most flattering light. I mean, if you look at it, you look great, but that light is really harsh on me. That's a harsh
Please,
light.
you know what it's like having her as a neighbor?
That's a harsh
It's-
light. Oh,
it's
God.
good.
That's
Always.
a harsh light. Hold on, that goes here. That goes there. Okay. Yeah, no, there's something missing.
Well, I know, but you were having a serious conversation. I didn't want to do it.
So, okay. The props department has fallen asleep at the
Oh.
wheel.
Oh.
The IT department who says, "Oh, I'll also do props," fell asleep at the wheel.
I was waiting to.
They can't focus. He was on his phone. So, but the social media, that's how easily influenced people are. But what I find hilarious is that the White House wants to use TikTok and use these people on TikTok when they're talking about banning TikTok.
Yes. I was just going to say, aren't we talking about banning TikTok? Isn't that a bipartisan thing?
Yes, but the Biden administration is going to continue to use it.
Because it means
Because it means
growing
getting
the
to the
next
young kids.
election.
Which, if you're on Twitter, are you on Twitter?
No.
You're not. Okay. So if you're on
I shouldn't
Twitter,
be on Twitter.
what I see, no, she has no filter at all, and says some really politically incorrect stuff, which is hilarious, but not for airing.
No,
No,
it should never
Because
be in
in all-
writing. The things I say
Well,
should
no,
never be in writing.
because none of it is mean, none of
No.
it is hateful. It's just hilarious,
It's
and a lot of
just
it's just poking fun.
unfortunate truths.
Right,
you know.
it's just poking fun. but people will take that like a Rottweiler with a thigh bone, and they will just destroy you with it. And so you can't even say the funny stuff because it's, even though it's hilarious.
There's no sense of humor anymore.
No, there's not.
We've lost that.
No, but on Twitter you see Gen Z, I think it's Gen Z or whatever, says that they're coming for the boomers and the millennials, and we're going to ban guns, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that.
Yikes.
And I'm like, serious? And the reason they could do it, you said, is because they don't have jobs.
They have nothing else to
They have
do.
nothing else to do because their dumb boomer and millennial parents are paying for them.
Mhm.
So they have nothing else to do.
They can sit in their parents' basements,
Right.
be angry activists, and
And
do
mommy
whatever
and
needs
daddy
to be
keep
done.
paying the rent.
Mhm.
And can't figure out why little Johnny is a socialist because little Johnny's never had a job.
That's right.
And that's part of the problem. I'm solving the world's problems with bourbon and Coke. No JD, by the way. No Jack Daniels.
No.
Although we did buy. Where is it, Doug? Where's it actually?
The props department.
Come on. He's
Come on,
multi
props
slacking
department.
today.
Yeah, he's multi-slacking.
Excuse me, guys.
You're in the hot tub. That's when slacking off.
No.
You're gonna come out of there like sweating. Okay.
100 degrees.
You're gonna be
100
through and
perfect
back.
100 degrees. Okay. So, but that what's happening on Twitter with them, like they're enraged, and they like in Wisconsin,
are
they all
enraged.
registered to vote in Wisconsin.
Mhm.
And what did they do? They got a progressive on the Supreme Court because all the kids registered, and then they register back where they're living,
Mhm.
and that's what they do. So
Housewarming gift.
we brought a housewarming gift to our friends, and I even feel a little guilty that we did this. Because we knew that it's hilarious. Like, come on, it's hilarious, right? Notice we did not buy even a 6-pack, and we did not buy a 12-pack, and it was on sale in Walmart at a rollback price,
It was on sale at Publix too today.
and it was on sale at Publix today as well. But it was on sale,
Fire sale.
fire sale. So, but it is an icy cold Bud Light, and because the hostess bought out non-alcoholic beer, we may have to drink it. She doesn't. She's a wine girl. She doesn't drink beer. She doesn't drink bourbon, and she drinks wine. And so she bought non-alcoholic beer. But luckily, the bartender caught the mistake and said to the hostess, said, "What the hell did you buy?" And luckily caught it before a horrible, awful mistake was made.
That would have been.
Would have been sad. It would have been very sad. It
Would have been.
would have been horrible.
But I find it so encouraging, the money that these people are losing now. It's so encouraging that people
Yeah.
really are offended.
So do you boycott anything? We kind of got into this last week a little bit. Remember, we got into this with Bud Light. I'm not a big fan. I was never a big fan of boycotts, but
It's so hard.
But
You know?
it's very hard because you can't boycott everything, because you got to boycott Walmart because they also gave Dylan Mulvaney some kind of endorsement, whatever. But I needed pants to go kayaking in, so I had to buy the $6.48 leggings. And where am I going to get them? Walmart, right? And that's where we got the that's where we got the can of
You know,
Bud Light. Walmart,
Amazon.
Right, you can't do Amazon. Now, LinkedIn, the founder of LinkedIn, it has come out, is bankrolling E. Jean Carroll's lawsuit against Donald Trump. I just read that today. Maybe it's allegedly, not 100% sure. So we're going to go with allegedly just in case, because I don't have any money to be sued. I got nothing. So I can give you their house, but that's about as far as it goes. So, so now I'm going to go down. Now I'm going to take my profile off LinkedIn too. Like, you got to pick your
It's
battles.
it's everywhere. It's everywhere. So, and I'm not a big fan of boycotting. I never was a big fan of boycotting. I don't want to be boycotted for my opinions.
But you are.
Yeah, but we are.
But we are.
We are.
Regardless,
Mhm.
what are they going to boycott you for? You're not selling anything.
Yeah.
I mean, besides your sparkling personality,
That's right.
and they're missing out on her Nan's
Mhm, mhm.
sparkling
It's
personality.
unfortunate
It's
for
amazing.
them. They don't know what they're missing.
And the wit, hilarious.
Hilarious.
A little locked down right now because lawsuits. They don't want to lose the second house in Naples. Because that would be unfortunate. I have to go, I'm really sorry that happened to you, but I got nothing to have a Bud
That
Light.
could strain.
I-
That could strain the friendship.
That could strain the friendship, and our backyards meet in New Jersey, so that would be hard.
Yeah,
that would be
Nothing
rough.
can strain this friendship.
Yeah.
Nothing.
don't throw down that gauntlet just yet. The week's not over. The weekend's not done. We're on day one. You don't want to throw that gauntlet down yet. So the other thing we got into a conversation with the bartender and the IT department who are not taking part in this conversation. This one because he has a job, and this one because he has a job.
Unfortunate.
So there you go.
But true.
And I have nothing to lose at this point because my sparkling career, and she's retired.
I'm
So
retired.
it doesn't
Hopefully
matter.
they won't pull my pension. Who knows?
Well, it's a New Jersey Teachers Union, so that could go
Could
sideways. But we were talking about Donald Trump because we're in Florida, and there's a lot of like Joe Biden, FJB, Let's Go Brandon, a lot of the little
We saw a
Calvin,
DeSantis flag today.
DeSantis flags, Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes pissing on the Nancy Pelosi,
Yeah, that's a
that
good
kind of
I'd
stuff.
like to show the sunset.
Oh, sunset. Would you like to see the sunset? It's beautiful. Can you show the sunset?
Oh, wow.
Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? We take a time out here for an interview of a sunset in Florida.
I don't know.
It actually gets better.
It's
as time
It's a little
goes
hard to
on.
see here.
over the new
The
construction
sky will
across
probably
the.
turn
I know.
orange in a bit. Oh, it's raining out too.
How did you let them buy? No. How did you let them
No.
buy that? How'd you let them build there? What's wrong with you?
I liked it when it was an open lot much better.
Yeah, you should have
What
bought
are
that.
all those bubbles in the water?
That's called a current out there.
No,
There's nothing in the water.
it's raining.
In the pool. In the pool's not raining.
No,
Not raining at all.
No, it's
You're-
not. A little bit,
Now
little
it is,
tiny
now
bit. Yeah. No, that's just
No,
that's just
you see
current.
the bubbles, that's rain.
in the pond?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
A little bit, but not. It's not raining a lot. Bartender, is it raining a lot?
It's a little raining slightly.
It's raining slightly. Okay. All right. But so we were talking about Trump running, right? And so here's the thing, and you guys were kind of shocked that I said this. I love Donald Trump. I love him. I think he's one of the best presidents in my lifetime. I don't care if you hate me. I don't care, whatever. I think he's my 401k thinks he's one of the best presidents in my lifetime.
Absolutely.
All right, so-
policy wise, I mean, I don't think people can really challenge him on
No.
policy.
No, they just like, oh, he's a racist, oh, he's this. It's all emotion.
What did we say today? Evidence. Where is the evidence?
This is her big thing.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a racist. Tell me what he said
Tell
he was
me.
racist.
Tell
What
me
did
what
he
he
do?
did.
What did he
Tell
do?
me
What
what
did
he
he
said.
do?
So then they have to lie about it, right? Like the Charlottesville thing. They had to lie about it. They had to leave out the fact that he said there are good people on both sides, right? And it was only, these are good people. The racists are the good people. No, that's not what he said. And Joe Biden ran and won on that,
Right.
So, I mean, where there is no evidence, they make it up. As we saw with the impeachments, right? As we are seeing now,
Yep.
they just make it up.
Yep.
And then the media runs with it. It gets repeated enough, and then you have everyone saying it.
Right. So here's what I said. I said that I think Donald Trump wins primary. I think Donald Trump wins the nomination for the Republican Party. I really do. Tim Scott looks like he's going to run. Tim Scott's a good second. Tim Scott is not a presidential. He's not a 1. He's a 2. Just like love Ben Carson. Great guy. We were blessed, both the IT department and I were blessed with meeting him, and the IT department had a 20-minute conversation with Dr. Carson about medicine. What an incredible, smart, nice, caring,
He
like
just seems so gentle and
genuine,
kind.
yes, gentle and kind. Great guy. Not presidential material. No. I view Tim Scott the same way. Now, maybe in a couple of years, Tim Scott will be presidential material, but I don't see him that way right now. I think Donald Trump gets the nomination. I really do. I don't think he wins the general. Oh, what do we have? What do we have on Getter? Over on Getter. It's great. The Congress is going after that prosecutor in New York now saying they are baseless. Yes, because they're trying to bring down Trump. And he was in New York today with Letitia James because she is on video saying that, man, I'm going to get Trump. We're going to get him.
She ran on that, right?
And so did Alvin Bragg.
Yeah, Bragg did.
Bragg did
bragged
too.
about how he was going to.
Look what you did there. Hold on. Oh, that was hilarious. Join us. so I don't think he's, I lost my train of thought here. Oh, here in the IT department again. So I don't think I think Trump wins the nomination, but I don't think he wins the election because he doesn't bring in the independents. There are people, and we all know people who will not vote for Trump
Just because he's Trump.
just because he's Trump. They will tell you that the 401k was better, and then but Trump follows it.
Right, yes.
They would rather lose money,
Mhm.
have a crappy economy
And see the
on
country
the
being
brink of
destroyed.
World War III, going to war with China because it's not Trump. So what do you do with people like that? And the bartender over here is going, I agree. Over there, the guy who didn't want to be part of this. I agree.
I mean, I remain hopeful because I really do think that he's going to win the nomination.
But then what? I don't. In a way, it's kind of better that he doesn't win the
What is he-
nomination.
Yes, I agree with you. But since he probably will, what are we going to do with that? What is he going to do with that? We need to think about this.
DeSantis is VP.
I agree with you.
The
Is
only
there an issue because he's in Florida?
Okay, so I got in a fight with Dick Morris about this actually the other day on the radio. Who Dick Morris told me you're wrong. I wasn't wrong. There is no law that says you cannot run from the same state. The president and the vice president
Oh, really?
run from the same state. 12th Amendment, because Dick Morris says 12th Amendment. And he's very nice. I mean, he's Dick Morris, so I held my tongue. Here's the problem. So the 12th Amendment was about the Electoral College. So in the Electoral College, the electors to this day cast a vote for president and vice president because it wasn't all that unusual for the president and the vice president to be from different parties back in the day. They didn't see the rise of the two-party system.
Okay.
So you cast a vote for president and vice president. And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Abraham Lincoln was from one party and his vice president was from another party. So that was common back in the day. Now that we have a two-party system, obviously you cast your ballot for the president and the vice president. The 12th Amendment, which has not been updated, says that you cannot cast a ballot for in the state if you're the elector from Florida and both Trump and Biden and DeSantis live in Florida, you can't cast your ballot for both Trump and DeSantis. One has to be from one state and one has to be from the other. That's the Electoral College. So the electors from Florida will be barred from voting for both DeSantis and Trump. They're going to have to pick one or the other.
Okay.
Now, the odds of that being a problem are slim to none,
Right.
right? But
Considering how
in the
DeSantis
event
was elected.
that in a worst case scenario, it's a tie, it goes to the Senate, and the Senate casts, each senator gets one vote. Republicans don't hold the Senate, right?
Now we don't.
Now we don't. And in 24, you're not going to, because we just had the midterms.
Okay, so McCarthy is already campaigning for Senate seats, right?
Kevin McCarthy. No, they just did the midterms. But regardless, and I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong. Okay,
I
could
think
be
there are
wrong.
Senate seats up in 24.
Well, but
I'll look
okay. So if there are Senate seats up in 24, and there very well may
Yeah.
be, good point. You don't know until after the election. So you don't know what you're walking
We'll be
into.
The
dealing
question
with-
is are there Senate seats in 23?
I don't think so.
We'll
Right,
check.
I don't think
The
so
IT
either.
department is checking that out. But so if there are Senate seats in 24, you don't know what you're walking into. You don't know who's won,
Mhm.
right? So you could be walking into you could wind up with the president from one party, like with Trump, and not DeSantis. Or you could wind up with DeSantis and not Trump.
Mhm.
But if you get Joe Biden and Ron DeSantis, that's awesome,
I know.
right? Like that's fantastic.
That would be,
Is that not
actually, That
fantastic?
might be more fun. That might be
That's
more fun.
Awesome, because DeSantis is awake. So
Right.
So you can have a
Coherent.
vice president who actually did something. Now, Biden can hobble him by not giving him the border, by not giving him anything to do, by not giving him any kind of responsibility. But the odds are, though, that he then gets the nomination for the next
Of course.
after
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So, but it is very, very, very unlikely that it winds up in
Or
a
we
tie.
could remove Biden because of advanced dementia and DeSantis becomes president.
you're ageist, and I think that that's a
I'm
horribly bigoted
sorry.
thing for you to say. And
It's
why are
actually
you?
could strike at any age, Marianne. It's not.
Well, my husband tells me all the time that I don't have early onset Alzheimer's. It's not early onset anymore. That it's just flat out Alzheimer's. So can I tell a story about the bank? Okay.
Oh, sure. We'll bring this.
So-
This is the humor part of the show.
So yesterday, in between making a crumb cake to bring down here and getting my eyebrows down.
She
by the
loves
way-
this crumb cake down. 20 pounds of crumb cake.
Well, you
in her
said
bag.
to bring crumb cake. You said, well, if you could bring crumb cake. So I said, okay. So I made the crumb cake, 5 sticks of butter, not 4, 5 sticks of butter. And it made it down in one piece. And getting my eyebrows done, I go to the bank. So I got $200 out in 10s. I accidentally hit 10s instead of 20s.
Okay.
So they give me 10s. So I'm counting. And I'm like, oh, they gave me too much money. Because I was counting the 10s as 20s. So, so 20, 40,
Wow.
60, 80,
That's a quick way
20,
to double
40,
your
60.
money.
I was like, oh, they gave me too much money. So then I get out of the ATM line and I get into a parking spot because now I got some serious stuff. I may have to actually go into the bank, which who goes into the bank? So I have to go into the bank. So I counted again. I'm like, oh, this is not right. They gave me too much money. So I call the IT department and I'm like, so I got a problem. He's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I went to the ATM and they gave me too much money. Do I go in and give it to them? Because if I go in and give it to them, how do I know that the teller's going to put the money back in or he's not just going to pocket the money, right? Like, I think the teller's going to pocket the money, right? And so I have to call him for a consultation to find out, like, what do I do? So he goes, well, how much money did you get? So I count and I go, oh, I know what I did. I counted the 10s as 20s. Let me do it again. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and I'm like, I've got an extra 10. It's still not right. He goes, all right, do it out loud. So I did it out loud again. And what happened?
You skipped 90.
I skipped 90. So I kept going back into the 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So I wound up counting my money, how many, like at least 4 or 5 times before I finally figured out that the ATM did actually give me to it, because I said, well, this should be 2010s. I'll do it that way. And I said, and it's still, and I have one extra. How is this happening? And he's like, all right, just stop.
You're obviously a
My brain was
victim
hurting.
of the school system against women in STEM. And that's really the problem. I mean, I can see that.
I'll take it. It was terrible. And I'm like, I have Alzheimer's. He's like, yes, you do. Yeah,
Yes.
you do.
I'm sorry
Yeah,
to
I'm
report.
sorry you do. And please let me know. He's going to put a tracker on my phone. So that when I drive off one day and I don't know where, and I never come home and he doesn't know where I went,
There
he
will be
can
a
at least
silver
track me.
alert.
I don't want to see my license plate on a silver alert.
Yeah, so there was that. So the discussion was about, and I mean, if you want to leave your comments, please do. It's fine. What was that?
I thought it was your phone.
The candle just zoosed down over
Okay.
there. I thought somebody got electrocuted. Did you get electrocuted?
No.
Okay. So anyway, not a lot of people leaving comments, and I apologize if we're boring you, and I apologize if this conversation has been nothing that you're interested in, and I apologize for that. But we just thought it was a really interesting conversation about social media, number one. But number two, about, okay, Trump wins the primary. We know he's going to win the primary. He's going to get the nod. But can he win the general? And I don't think he can. I don't.
Here's what I have said to my husband when we have this discussion, because he is
The bartender.
Yeah, the bartender. We need to start behaving. Okay. It's what?
Oh, that's right. We're in Florida. Never mind. The neighbors are outside and they can hear us. So I don't know if it's a bad thing. I'm from Jersey. I got to go like this. We're in
We're not
Florida.
gonna worry about
All
it.
right, so we're good. Yeah, Trump. Yeah. 45. I should have
The
worn my
odds of
like.
them being very offended
Yeah,
by this
yeah.
are like
Yes.
maybe 20%.
Okay.
But this is what I say, we have to start to behave more like the left, right?
100%.
That, how many people, a lot of people on the left did not want Joe Biden to be the nominee. A lot of people, a lot
Right.
of powerful
You're right.
people, right?
Right.
He got it, and
Right.
they all in lockstep right behind him, right?
They're acting like he's got a date on Jeopardy next
Loud
week.
and proud.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is what we need to do. And we need to get out there. We need to unapologetically back whoever it is, right? Whether it's Trump or DeSantis.
I agree.
And DeSantis ticket, the Trump DeSantis ticket, I think it's a winner.
Oh, 100%. I think it's a total winner because
Trump.
DeSantis brings in the moderates.
Mhm.
He brings in the independents. By the way, Survivor 999 says this is the most exciting show. I don't know why. Maybe people aren't commenting. Maybe they have personal things going on. I like to think that they are enhanced by our pre-surgical beauty.
Yes.
Inspired. Inspired by the lack of plastic surgery going on here.
That's right.
But we're not above it. So,
Yeah,
this
definitely not
could
above
change.
it. Just
Yeah,
can't
we're
afford
not above
really.
it. Yeah. I'm going to keep the nose. I'm afraid of that
The
surgery.
nose is nice.
I'm afraid.
It's-
It's a little wide. I love it. I'm afraid of not being able to breathe and dying.
Mm.
Like I have a big fear of choking to death. I
Okay.
don't know why, but I do.
You don't need to do the
fear
nose.
of that. I'm
It's
fear of the
actually-
nose.
You're
And
perfect.
Fear of the nose. That's that.
Well, you're off the rails.
Yeah. You don't. The IT department just said we got off topic.
Yeah.
But okay. So anyway,
So that's how I feel. I feel like no matter what,
buzzkill.
we need to just get behind it and push, do whatever it takes. And our ground game is very important. Look, in 2016, nobody thought he was going to win, right?
Right.
Nobody. We went to Boyle's the night
Oh,
before
we
the
did.
election,
We did.
and
We
she
did.
looked me in the eye because I was crazed. I'm like, he's going to win. He's not going to win.
Why did I say that though?
Because you said our ground game was off. You said that Soros owned the voting machine.
Yes,
And that
yes.
is-
But I also said I would rather be pleasantly surprised than horribly disappointed. So for me, I needed to think that he's not going to win. Election night, we were at their house with her mother and her aunts and your friends with
Juana.
with Juana.
Oh, yeah.
And her aunt broke into the rosary, so we had to say the rosary.
Oh, we had the
'Cause-
Trump Superman.
Right, and there was, and her son went out and bought the Our Lady of Guadalupe candle from the
Candles.
Goya department, so we had that lit,
Yeah.
and we had the Trump chia head.
Yes.
Right, that was
I
going-
forgot how the Trump chia
Chia
head.
head, we had the
Something
Trump
good.
chia head, and so we had it all going on. And so late at night, if I don't mind telling, so if you don't mind me telling, so it's late at night and we didn't taste the drinking because they had a beautiful bottle of
I
pork
got
for the
overly
celebration.
excited.
They
and
got
drank
overly
too much.
excited. So everybody left because we were told we were in lockdown. Nobody's allowed to leave because we can't break the aura. We cannot break it. So her mom's first one out. She punched out. She's out. Mickey's out. Then Juana left.
Yeah.
Juana was gone. So it's just the four of us. And the IT department and I are sitting there. And our host and hostess are asleep. Dead to the world. Because it's like 2 a.m. And the two of them are out. And we're still going. And we're like, what do we do now?
They
Because
cleaned up.
they're
They
asleep.
cleaned
We're
up
like,
everything.
all right,
and
well-
then we left.
I guess we'll clean up and see if they wake up. And they didn't. So we cleaned everything. We cleaned up the party and we left them a snooze on the couch and a chair. The IT department there, the bartender was in a chair. She was on the couch with me. The two of us are on the couch. And
I woke up at 3 or 4 when he was accepting.
that's
And it was a beautiful moment.
we went home because he had wait, I'm all crooked. You had to work the next day. The IT department had to work the next day. So we went home and I watched and then I woke him up and I'm like, I woke him up and he goes, what? I go, he won. But here's the thing. You don't have the elements of prize now. They know he's a threat. You got ballot harvesting. You've got ballot harvesting. The Republicans got to get their ground game on with the ballot harvesting. Vote. Or I said this last week. You got to vote early. We can go to the town to the south of us,
Mhm.
which is a Democratic stronghold, and vote early.
Right.
That's where I'm casting my ballot
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
they ain't losing that vote,
Mhm.
and those machines are going to work.
Right. That's
I'm
exactly
going
right.
there. That's what I'm going to. You got to
Isn't
play
that
the
what
game.
Carrie Lake said she did?
But here's the thing. Independents are not voting for Trump. I think he loses it. I think he picks up the black vote. I think he picks up more of the black
He was
vote.
doing
I think
wonderfully
he
with
picks up
black
more of the
vote.
Hispanic vote, which by the way, if you don't speak Spanish in Southern Florida, forget it. But our driver, who Dominican immigrant, totally got the Bud Light joke, laughed his ass off at the Bud Light joke. Totally in our camp.
Mhm.
The Hispanic vote, the legal Hispanics who are here who can vote, They're on the Trump train. They get it. Asians now are coming over because they're being discriminated against in institutions of higher learning,
Mhm.
right? Because it's equity, not merit.
Right.
They don't play that game.
Mhm.
Asians are very serious. They don't play that game. So you bring those over. But if you don't
Jewish
have
people are coming over in a big way.
where we go shooting.
Yeah.
Where we go shooting.
Mhm.
I want to post the picture of you shooting.
Don't you dare.
The funniest dance in the world.
No.
Hilarious.
It's a thing.
Hilarious. The funniest dance ever. But where we go shooting is in a very, very heavy Hasidic community. But they voted Trump first time around,
Mhm.
and they are not playing second time around. They're in on it too. But overall, there is that group of people who are never Trumpers, who are never going to vote for him. They're just not going
You know,
to.
I do think if Trump tweaks his messaging,
Well, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Then I'm sorry
You're
to
done.
say I
It's
love
not gonna
him
happen.
so much,
I know.
but then he deserves not to win.
Yeah.
He needs. His tragic flaw is he has always surrounded himself with poor advisors, right? These people do not tell
Yes.
him what he needs to do.
I know.
It's his win was all him. It was all him. There was nobody advising him.
Yep.
And when he got into the White House, it got worse.
Well, his problem in the White House, and Survivor 999 says they said the voting company, software company suing Trump was able to switch votes from Trump to Biden. I don't know. That's the whole Dominion
It's
thing.
just never been
I don't
proven.
know.
I mean,
It's
it's not that I don't
never been
believe it. I've looked at the.
Where there's smoke, there's fire,
Right, yeah.
but it's never been proven, and I'm not diving into that water. And switch votes from Trump to Biden. Choose. Listen, you see the line. You see the two lines, and then one goes boom
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this. Okay.
You see it.
Statistical anomaly, impossible, but apparently no one's interested in finding out the truth.
Nobody's
So,
going to find out
right.
the truth.
Um,
Nobody wants.
and
to
the
find
people
out.
had pre-printed out blank forms ready to fill them in.
Yeah, they found warehouses full of ballots, right? Isn't that what Carrie Lake found too in Arizona?
But nobody wants to know.
Nobody
So
wants to-
you
nobody
got it.
wants to know.
But Trump said it at his rally. We said this last week. Play the game the way they do.
Mhm.
All that being said, bottom line, there are still people who are never Trumpers. And they are because they hate him so much. It is so ideological. It is so emotional.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter if he walked on water, they would say it's because he can't swim.
Mhm.
Trump cures cancer and puts millions of cancer scientists out of business, right? Like that's just the way it is.
Oh yeah, it's the spin on everything. The
Um,
media's got it. They've got Biden's back.
Biden to Trump, yeah.
So here's the thing. I really do think, and we were talking about this too, the debates. Trump kills
Yes.
Biden in debates, right?
Yes, yeah, anybody. Oh my
Right.
God.
Or DeSantis. Like
Where's the
he's-
dog?
He's
The dog can be-
extremely articulate, right?
Yes,
More so than I right now.
it's the wine.
So he is extremely articulate. So I see that being a total joke, but I don't think, well, you know, if it's Trump, right? Biden's going to say, well, he's beneath me. He's the devil. He's Hitler.
I'm not gonna vote.
I'm not going to.
I'm not gonna debate.
going to grace him
Right.
with a debate, right?
Right,
So
right.
that's a perfect out. And then there's DeSantis, which he'll make up something else, of
Right.
course, because he can't. The man can't think. He can't string two sentences together. So
Right.
he's not going to do it.
Right.
So we never get that dramatic moment, right? When we see these two men side by side and we
Right.
really see what they're about.
Right.
We never get that.
Right, right.
And
So-
that's unfortunate.
Shoots. The question we had was, oh, look at that
Oh,
snacks from
thank
the
you.
bartender. Thank you, sir. Look at that.
Mm.
Have a snack. But should someone be allowed to run for president if they don't debate?
I think not. This is the president of the United States. How is he not obligated to face his
Hey,
opponent
buddy.
and tell us what he's about?
Can Luca have one?
Yeah, sure.
There you go. I know. You're welcome. I agree. It's what they did with They did it with Biden. They did it with Fetterman. They did it with Katie
That
Hobbs.
Fetterman thing,
They don't. But well, Fetterman's supposedly coming back.
from the.
He's supposedly back from the hospital. Which listen, I get it. I understand. Depression is a terrible
Oh,
thing, and I
mental illness
do
is
not
no
begrudge him that at all. He never should have run.
That's
He
exactly
would-
right.
Just like Joe Biden never should have run. Come here, Sadie. Joe Biden never should
No,
have run.
this man is a senator. I mean, it's crazy. And after that debate, where he literally could not speak,
Mhm.
right? Made zero sense. Flip-flopped, went back and forth on the fracking thing. Hello, good
Yeah, I'm
night,
against it,
everybody.
I'm
Like,
for it,
what?
yeah. But they still won.
He still won, and by a lot. By a lot.
But people, they don't care. As long as they get the seat, this is where Democrats are smart and Republicans are stupid. Democrats know it's about the seat and the power because you could always kick Fetterman out. Look what they're doing with Feinstein.
Mhm.
See you, old lady. Bye-bye. They're kicking her out. She's got shingles. By the way, did you get your vaccine?
I did.
You did.
The first one.
You didn't get the second one yet? You got it within 3 months.
Yeah. So it was, no, 3 months, 6 months.
Is it 6 months?
3 to 6 months.
3 to 6 months.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So the second one, because we took Mickey, so we're gonna do the next one when they come back from Italy.
Okay.
So,
All right. Yeah. But she got shingles and she's been out.
Mhm.
Dianne Feinstein.
Oh,
And now
really?
they want to like throw her out of the Senate. she's 89 years old.
Right.
But you know how old she was when you voted for her and when you put her up for the office. But they're smart because it's about the seat. It's about the power that comes with the seat, and they know that they can just throw them out and put somebody else in. And Republicans aren't that smart.
well, I think we got that smart with, who's the guy in New York that lied about something? The
Oh,
Republicans-
George Santos.
So, I think
Yes.
we got smart. I like the way McCarthy handled that. He was like, I'm sorry, but he was voted in, and until something comes across my desk that shows evidence that this guy's guilty of something, or whatever, it's his seat. It's
He
his
lied.
seat.
He's a politician and lied. Shocker.
Go figure.
Biden lied. He said he never met he never met Hunter's business associate. So now what's 80 times? 80 times, like he met with, well, they've been to the White House. So who are they visiting? Hunter?
He lies every day. Choose it.
So,
Choose it.
yeah, I agree. Let's see, Survivor 999 active here on Getter says they were saying how President Biden claimed he had the best vote fraud team in the business.
Yes,
Yes, he did.
He did say that. In his
Believe
amended
them when
statement.
they tell you what they're doing. When they
Exactly.
tell you what they're doing, believe them.
Now,
So,
if it were reversed and Trump had said that, it
Oh
would
my
be
God.
every day,
Oh, yeah.
24/7,
Yep.
on everything. What do you think about this? Let's
fraud,
impeach him
fraud,
for it.
fraud.
Let's
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, we're gonna let you guys go because we're gonna have dinner because we haven't had dinner yet. And the air fryer, she broke the air fryer out,
Yes.
which is, by the way, a Drew Barrymore air fryer on sale at Walmart. Never heard of it before, but
$49. We couldn't pass it up.
yeah, even though
I
she
didn't like what
kneels
she
at the
did
feet of
with-
Dylan
yeah,
Mulvaney,
I mean,
but
that-
you know,
In my defense, I didn't know that until you told me today, and it was already purchased.
and you
I'm
gotta
not
pick your
breaking that.
battles. You know,
I guess. I mean, you know.
we're boycotting Bud Light, but we never bought it to begin with. Seriously, the people next door are in their line. Seriously, hon, can you take them? Sure, honey, babe.
Sure.
The poor bartender's walking back and forth. He's got the dogs. He's doing the inside.
He slacked in the hot tub.
While you and your friends sit here and okay, shut up. All right, all right. Go ahead. It's raining out. You guys are wet. Go in.
Come on.
All right.
Go inside.
All right. So we are back. Well, it was fun. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Survivor
This was fun.
999. We had a great time. I hope you guys had a good time. Hold on. There's a comment here. Ron, new 2024 presidential poll by Dominion, Trump 44, Biden 76.
By Dominion.
Well, I don't know if that's Dominion poll. Like that may be a different Dominion. But yeah, they just hate him so much. He can't win independence.
I don't know. I mean, I
I
think if he changes his messaging and he gets more clear about policy in the future and stops this whole been wrong.
Yes,
you
I
know.
agree. Stop relitigating
We
the past.
we gotta move on.
Right.
Gotta move on.
Okay, the IT department has a question. Yes, dear.
Do you? We know Trump better than most since we're from Jersey.
Right.
Do you think there is any way he could? I don't know whether I say bury the hatchet or come to terms with DeSantis to run together.
It depends. He wants to win. he wants to win. He does not want another upset by Biden. And I think that if he's convinced that that's what it takes, he will do it.
Agree. They're in campaign mode. That's what a campaign is about. It's about tearing the other guy apart. Kamala Harris taught us what a horrible racist
Yes.
Joe Biden is,
And
and
she
now
was
she's
right.
his VP. And she was right. And now she's his VP. So what they do during the campaign is
Matters
they
not.
rip each other apart.
Mhm.
That's what they do. So I think that everybody listen, and DeSantis has not declared. Everyone's talking about it.
I know.
I would not be surprised if there are not some negotiations in the background.
Mhm.
Like, hey, Trump's smart. I've always said he is 4 moves ahead of everybody else. He's a very smart man. Say what you will about him. Everybody's got a flaw, right? Nobody's perfect.
No, you are.
Oh, thanks, honey. Except for me, perfect.
But yeah, this is his last shot, and I think he wants to go out winning.
I
don't
agree.
think he's going to, I
Agree.
think he's going to do whatever it takes. I hope that there's someone smart enough next to him saying, "This is what you need to do."
I hope so. So, Survivor 999 Getter says, myself, I would like to see him run with Vice President Pence once more.
Wow. Pence is doing terribly with this, like with the straw poll. It was Trump by long, by way out there, and then it was DeSantis, and then it was Carrie Lake.
Okay, I think Trump and Carrie Lake is too much.
It is too much.
It's too much.
They're too much
It's
the
too
same.
whoa. It's
Mhm.
too much of the same.
She's wonderful.
Pence-
but-
It's coming from
Even-
2 Jersey girls.
From 2 Jersey girl,
Mhm.
yeah, and we know too much when we see
Love
it. Because
her.
sometimes this is too much. We get it. Like her more so than me.
Right. Sure.
North Jersey, Central Jersey. When you first moved in, what did I say? This.
Calm down.
This
calm
has
this
to
down.
tone this down. And then it's great. It's great. But she's great in fight because she can pull it out when she has to.
Right. Well, I'm Italian and I'm from North Jersey, so
Yeah, you can take the Jersey out of the girl, but you ain't taking the girl out of. Well, you can take the girl out of Jersey and taking the Jersey out of the girl, which is what I meant to say. He also said, I believe the Governor DeSantis is too much wanting to be on his own, all powerful, and Trump overshadows him. I want to see him get back together with Vice President Pence. I don't see it.
That's I don't see
I don't
that
think
winning.
I don't see that as a winning
I
combination.
think it's too much of a reminder of everything that's gone on too. I really do. For people, I think that once they see that ticket,
Yeah.
it's just too much. I think we need to see a new Trump with a new VP.
Okay, so Ron says add the numbers. What are you're closer, IT department. It was squinting and it's right up there. What does it say?
Add the number.
I know, but go to the one above it where you said
Oh.
which numbers do you want to add?
Okay.
44 and 70.
Oh.
76%.
Wow, sorry.
Add the numbers 44 and 76. That's
Oh.
7.
It's 120%.
That's like when Biden got 150% of the
That's
vote in
so
like Wisconsin.
funny. That's so funny, Ron.
That is hilarious.
Neither
Neither one of us.
Again,
We're
the
victims.
school listen, I suck at math and I admit I suck at math. She's a school teacher, for God's sakes.
I'm not a math teacher.
Okay, that's fair. But the IT department should have picked that up.
Yeah.
I'm blaming you.
As it should
As
be.
always. And what does it say here? What is this? Oh no.
No, that's
Oh,
all.
120%. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for doing the math for us. Appreciate that. Considering I had problems counting my tens yesterday. 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 80. I could never be a bank teller. But they don't do anything anymore. The machine counts it.
Yeah.
You put it in, it goes.
I know.
They even do the checks. They put the checks in the
They
machine.
don't
They get
do
all right.
anything. I could be a bank teller.
No,
I could. Why can't I? The machine.
there's
does
got to be
everything.
some math.
What do I have to do?
Someone could say, "I want $300. I want 120s,
That's
70,
what
70
But
and
the machine does it.
70s,
I put it
and
in
then
there.
30, and then give me the rest."
I'm going to
in-
say you could be a Monmouth Beach bank teller. Yes, you could. Absolutely.
A
You
Seabright
blow them
bank
away.
teller, a Seabright bank teller, yeah. All right. Well, listen, we had fun with this. We're gonna punch out of here. I think President Trump has lost the Bible Belt appeal and Vice President Pence can help with that.
Uh,
I don't know if
I
Trump
mean,
has. I'm not
I
in
think
the
Bible
Bible
Belt
Belt.
is gonna. Well,
I'm not there, so I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I mean, no doubt. Pence
we were in
could help with
Naples,
that.
which is Midwest. I don't know if that's the Bible Belt, but it's Midwest. Oh dear Lord in heaven above.
What is
The
that?
the bartender's at it. It's a gator. Dear Lord. It looks like a hippo.
It does kind of.
It looks like a hippo.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's lost the Bible Belt. You think he's lost the Bible Belt IT department?
I think
Trump?
Bible
Trump.
Belt. You know.
I don't think he's lost the Bible Belt. I don't
look,
think Trump has lost the Bible Belt.
You know, the
I
man-
disagree.
The Bible Belt is very blue collar.
Yeah, I
and the
disagree.
blue collar,
He appointed
Go back to
judges in the
France.
Supreme
Spanish
Court
times.
that helped with Roe v. Wade, helped
Yeah.
get rid of it.
But-
Right. So Bible Belt has no choice but to go with Trump. I mean, you're talking about a man who did that versus a man who's like
So
in favor of 12-month abortions, right? So,
Biden's DOJ, listen to this very quickly. And I know this isn't the Bible Belt because it's Catholics, and Catholic bashing is totally in right
it's
now.
okay.
But we're all Catholics.
Mhm.
The Biden DOJ, by President Biden's Department of Justice, is facing criticism after it was reported that the DOJ recommended 0 jail time in a plea deal involving a suspect charged with destruction of property at a Catholic church in Washington in June of 2022. The damage at the St. Louis Catholic Church in Bellevue, Washington amounted to more than $30,000, which included the desecration of an Italian-made Blessed Virgin Mary statue, anti-Catholic graffiti, and smashed windows. The defendant, who was Maeve Noda, who was 31 years old when arrested in 2022, is also being charged on a state level with a hate crime and assault. During the attack, Noda also spray painted a church employee's face and clothes, who tried to stop, I don't know if it's a man or a woman. Noda, here we go, reportedly identifies as a transgender female. The IT department just went like this. When are we going to start talking about why we can't talk about any crime having anything to do with someone who's transgender? Just say you're transgender.
Well,
you don't work
here's
with
the thing
anything.
that you're not getting, Mary, okay, is that when it's against Christians, they've invited it.
But
because
Catholics
they're
especially.
bigots.
But Catholics
Yes.
especially. Yes.
Okay. So you're talking about the shooting at the Christian school. That was justified. Okay. There were 7 victims there, not 6. Okay.
Oh,
So,
right.
yes.
Yes. The Christian school. The crime holds a maximum prison sentence of 1 year, up to $100,000 fine, up to 5 years probation and supervision following release from prison. If the court accepts the DOJ's recommended sentence, Noda will serve no jail time, but be sentenced to 3 years probation.
Mhm.
That's it. Requirements of probation can differ depending on the crime, such as appearing. So can I just say, I'm a big fan of whether it is something like this, whether it is carjacking, whether it is stealing someone, but whatever it happens to be, I fully believe the criminal should be on the hook for full restitution. I don't care if you have to pay that church $1 a week for the rest of your ever-loving life. I think you should be on the hook for it.
These
Same
are hate
thing-
crimes. They must be,
Yes,
you know,
they are hate
categorized as
crimes.
hate crimes, which I don't think happened with the shooter in
Nashville.
Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Christians, like, if we're losing the Bible Belt, Christians should wake up. This is coming. Like, this is coming. This is hate against Christians, and we need to be aware of it.
Yes.
So there's only one choice, and it's not Biden.
The reason the prosecutor in New York is going, this is on Getter, the reason the prosecutor in New York is going after Trump is to kill the Bible Belt appeal. I don't know if that works, though. The plea agreement says that Noda attacked the church, quote, because of the religious character of the property. Who would have known how many months later the Department of Justice recommends no jail time for a hate crime? Oh, yeah, I guess we all would have known. Thank goodness for Biden-era policies that ruin America and don't hold criminals accountable, according to one Twitter user. And And then you had they said this combined with the aggressive prosecution of the pro-life father of 7, Mark Houck, in Pennsylvania, where they investigated and said there was no crime, but then Biden's DOJ went after him.
What did he pray?
He
like
prayed in front of
10 feet
well,
away from a.
a pro-abortion advocate went after his son,
Yes.
and he
yes.
retaliated against him.
Mhm.
And they said, well, he physically assaulted him.
Did they show up at his house in the middle of the night?
Yes,
and the
they
whole
did, and they
deal?
arrested him with guns
Harassment.
drawn at like 5 o'clock in the morning, full on SWAT assault on him. But and
But
this is from our president who's Catholic,
Mhm.
allegedly.
Come on. So is Pelosi. She's a devout Catholic.
Yeah, and I'm a dude.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Although with menopause, you can probably grow a beard, right? Is that possible? I come from very hairless people, so I don't know.
You're lucky.
North of the Alps, very hairless people.
Not so much my
Yeah.
people.
Despite these psychopathic actions, the DOJ recommends 0 jail time.
We're just going to allow this. We're just going to allow it.
26 pro-lifers were charged in 2022 alone. 8 more pro-lifers were charged in violations in February alone.
Mhm.
But we're not going to charge this guy.
That's the new religion.
Yep.
Transgender, abortion, full-term abortion. It's what we worship now.
It's ridiculous. And Survivor 999 says that the reason all of this I say in my humble opinion. Of course, that's your opinion, and just because we
Yeah,
disagree
a
with
lot
you,
of
you know I
people
love
hold-
you.
A lot of people hold that opinion, and I can't say that it's a bad opinion. I just think it's time for something new, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah. Wow. Look what just crossed my phone here. Apparently, the allegation is that the Ukraine government has been using American taxpayer funds to pay for diesel fuel that is keeping the Ukrainian army on the move in its war from Russia. But they don't know how much they're paying per gallon for the fuel because there's no accountability. But the Pentagon was paying as much as $400 a gallon to transport gas from a port in Pakistan by a truck or parachute into Afghanistan during the American war there. What is also unknown is that Zelensky has been buying the fuel from Russia.
That's interesting.
I need a scorecard for
Yeah,
that.
me too. I can't quite
Um,
do the math on that.
And Washington, a country with which it and Washington are at war, and the Ukrainian president and many in his entourage have been skimming untold millions from the American dollars earmarked for diesel fuel payments. One estimate by analysis from the Central Intelligence Agency put the embezzled funds at least $400 million last year, at least. Other experts compared the level of corruption in Kyiv as approaching that of the Afghan war, although there will be no professional audit reports emerging from.
No, we're not allowed to know.
Zelensky's been buying discount diesel from the Russians, one knowledgeable American intelligence official, according to it. And this is Seymour Hersh on Substack. So take it with a grain of salt. Just came across my phone. Just saying,
Yeah,
take it with a grain,
unverified.
unverified, take it with a grain of salt.
Look, again, it's media spin. Zelensky's a hero. These people. This is a man who has shut down all of his political opponents. Sound familiar? And the reports by Candace Owens are that he and all his top officials are buying homes in Switzerland now with our money. Our money. So,
Doesn't surprise me.
Doesn't
surprise anybody. Okay. Survivor 999 says, hold on.
Gators back.
Oh, the gator. No, it's not. No, it's not. The bartender's over there.
Oh, maybe I'm looking at this.
Yeah, that's old. That's old. That's there's a delay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a delay. That's Gator. I knew the New York prosecutor is a very reputable person, but I can't say. Always gets his man bartering to take down politically. Yeah, listen. If you don't think, I just lost Gator. If you don't think that Trump is, that's good. That's good. I got it. If you don't think Trump's going to get indicted, be convicted in New York, of course he's going to be convicted in New York.
You really think he's going to be?
100%. 100%. And then it's going to. And then it's going to go up, and then it's going to go up, and then it's going to go up, and it's going to wind up at the Supreme Court. But the goal on the left is to keep him tied up through the election. That's what this is about. This is what the game is, I think, and we're gonna wrap this up with a nice bow because we're out of time because it's 8:24, so we gotta go. Wrap it up.
Another reason why he needs to choose DeSantis. Because DeSantis could be out there talking for him.
True, but what this is about, the war in Ukraine, about bleeding Americans dry. Who holds most of our debt? China.
Yep.
Who's acting with us in Ukraine? China, because they're partnered with Russia, who is bleeding us dry. We're paying for their flipping pensions in Ukraine. Nobody's paying. I don't have a pension. We're paying for their pensions in Ukraine because they gotta have a little bit of something to come home to, according to Joe Biden. So we're paying for that. We're let me get rid of this. Hold on. We're paying for that. So they're bleeding America dry. Totally. We got rid of our strategic reserves are gone.
Mhm.
Biden got rid of those, right, in order to win the midterms. Got rid of those. They know he's weak. They know he's stupid. They know he's also not running the show. And the people who are running the show are ideologues who have no business running the show.
They wanted
And then
fundamentally change the country.
Ukraine's one of the most corrupt governments on the face of the planet. We're handing them billions and billions of dollars with zero accountability. So would it surprise anyone if all of this were true? And all it's about is they want to drain Trump financially. He's lost billions.
Mhm.
Drain Trump financially through legal fees and everything else
Yep.
with lawfare. That's what that's about, right? To keep him from becoming president because Trump knows everything that's going on. Dave Chappelle said it best. Nehemiah Trump's the guy, like we're all outside the gate
Mhm.
and he's in the big house. And Trump came outside the big house, came to the gate and said, "You want to know what they're doing in there? Everything you think they're doing in there, they're doing in there. And I know, because I'm inside."
Mhm.
And then he turned around and went back inside.
Mhm.
And they hate him for that.
Of course.
And they want him destroyed because of that. So they're going to lawfare him. And what are Russia and China doing us? The same thing as a country.
Mhm.
You got France meeting with China to go get rid of the dollar and go to the yuan.
Mhm.
And Joe Biden is
Just giving it away. It's all about, look, he's been selling influence forever. His son has been selling influence forever. Look at his history with the Ukraine. His family's history with the Ukraine.
Yep.
Look at what happened with Burisma, how his son was getting paid. I mean, and we still know that we kicked up how much percent to the big guy from that, right? And it all went away when he threatened to withhold funding to them, right?
Yep. So
Bragged about that.
everybody's making money but us. Damn it again. All right, we're out of here. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm back on Tuesday with Life with Mary Walter, the non-political podcast, 7:15. You can watch on Getter and YouTube, just like you did this. The audio, not for this. On Sunday, I'll get the audio for this up on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I promise, and I'll put that out on social media. So you can always go to Apple Podcasts, look for either Life with Mary Walter or Mary Walter Radio, and same thing on Spotify, Life with Mary Walter or Mary Walter Radio. If you look for Mary Walter, they don't both come up. I don't know why. I need a 13-year-old, and I don't have one. So if someone's willing to give me a 13-year-old,
You can borrow Juliana.
I love the
I
IT
act like a
department.
13-year-old.
What? You act, yes, the IT department often acts like a 13-year-old. Thank you to Survivor 999 for keeping us company
Thank you
here
so much.
on Getter. Thank you again. Thank you for having us and also putting up us on a Thursday. I'm like, we can come down on Thursday, but I have to do the podcast.
This was
So
so
I
much
hope
fun.
you're
It
okay.
made my Thursday.
Oh, so good you
Yeah,
did. I was kind of hoping that the bartender would join us, but the bartender's inside. He's waving. Hi. And the IT department's over here. You want to come and stick your head in?
Hey, they saw my head now and then.
Go stick your head in.
Who?
Say hello. Come here.
Oh, here I am. Hello.
There's the IT department. So thank you so much. Love you guys. Al, Bill, everybody. Thank you for joining us, Ron. We love you, and we will see you on Thursday. So I just have to get really close to do this, and I have to go here. And I have to say thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye. And we have to go over here. Yeah, how do I get out of here? There we go.